Hey guys. Oh my goodness, what a day. Okay, so yeah, 30 books in 30 weeks. That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how we reconnect the misconnects and the disconnects and get our lives right. How we keep it all together. Like holding it together is so hard sometimes, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. I'm not gonna be on here long, but I got something to say, got something to share. And this week's book, Battlefield of the Mind. So y'all know, it's all about getting in touch with reality, keeping yourself in alignment with reality. So for as you come in, I'm sure I'm going to say something that you're going to want to share. So have your finger on that share button. Get ready to share it out. Invite some people to join in the combo. For those of you who may be catching us on the replay or who maybe just don't know who I am or what it is that I do, my name is Marcy Batiste. I'm a reality-based success and recovery trainer, which means my major job is to help you to keep it together. Even when things seem like they're gonna fall apart, it's not. Plans aren't always gonna go the way you want them to go, and so that's one of the things that I work very, very hand in hand with my clients to help them get in touch with the reality of the situation and then be able to realign themselves, eliminate some of the chaos, that kind of thing. Those people who know me, I'm sold out to my happiness. That's like my beacon of light, and I live life on Mars, operating from a space that's kind of my rules, my world, my rules, my life. That's the thing. And so 30 books in 30 weeks is a personal development journey that I ventured out onto last year in November, and we are actually going into a full 6 months. That's crazy. But I decided to up level it for 2018, really raise the bar on it, and go 30 books in 30 weeks and take 30 super powerful books with great messages and bring those to you guys and share with you the same and similar nuggets that I share with my clients. Hey John, thanks for joining in. And so this week we're talking about the whole week mindset. Really truly understanding how and what the role that how you think plays into the decisions that you make, the choices that you make, the positions you find yourself in, the relationships oftentimes that you find yourself in are directly related to how you think about yourself and how you think about situations. And so tonight, like I said, this week's book, Battlefield of the Mind, it's by Joyce Meyer. So it's very scripture based. It's very faith based because that's what Joyce is about. And although I tell you guys all the time I'm not by any means a theologian, but I am very spiritual and I have my own relationship with my God, my pops, my daddy. Hey Katie, there's my sister. So the message tonight, we're really talking about, hey Terry, I saw your message, got you, I will hit you up. So the message tonight really is about keeping it together. And so I was reading today, and the scripture she was talking about was Romans 8:28, right? Where they're talking about all things work together for good, okay? And so she's pointing out in the book about how it doesn't mean everything is good. Bad stuff happens. It happens. That's we talk about reality. Bad stuff happens. That's a fact. That's a fact of life. So don't don't expect that everything's always going to be peachy keen and bad stuff's not going to happen. Bad stuff happened to me. Bad stuff happens to everybody I know. The odds are that 90% of the people have really jacked up lives, which means bad stuff has happened. That's why their lives are jacked up. But because bad things have happened and you don't have the skill set to operate in a space of reality, people begin to internalize that. And so that jacks up your thinking going forward. And then you start raising other people who are jacked up. So even if their lives haven't been jacked up, when we bring people up to think, jacks them up in certain situations. So all things work for good. That's kind of the premise we go on. When we talk about the reality of the situation, one of the examples she uses in the book, and she talks about how the scripture doesn't say all things are good. It says all things work together for good when for those who love God and are basically walking in their purpose. And I'm so paraphrasing because, like I said, I'm not a theologian, but it's about my faith. I walk in a faith-based life, but I'm married to the reality of what is, right? So, so she uses the example of a shopping trip. So you go out into the car, you plan the shopping trip for weeks, you get to the car, and the car won't start. And you're like, you know what? This figures. This is how my life goes. This is what always happens. I'm so sick and tired of this. It figures, you know, the one day that I want to get out of the house, then this happens. And so you go on this negative rant. Here's the thing. All the universe hears is your crappy attitude. And the universe always returns to you what you put out. So if you're putting out crap and garbage, you're going to get crap and garbage back. That's a fact. Versus, you know what? I was really looking forward to going shopping today. There must be a reason that, bigger picture, I'm not supposed to go shopping today. So I'll have to wait and delay my shopping trip until the car gets fixed. Whatever. Not to say we don't get frustrated. Hey, Giovanni, we all get frustrated. I get it. I'm not immune. Hey, Erica, I'm not immune to being frustrated. I'm not immune to bad stuff happening. What I am and have a strong aversion to is just constantly bitching and complaining unnecessarily about it. Because if you're not going to move from disappointment to decision into action, then you're going to just remain stuck in your disappointment. So, back to the shopping trip. So the other alternative is, well, I must need to go shopping. Now, because I think the way I think, you never know what you were saved from when something bad happens. So you never know if you not being able to start that car and go down that highway, hey Patrick, and go on that shopping trip, you don't know what you were saved from. All you know is, oh, I didn't get my way. I couldn't go shopping today. There's a bigger picture. There's a much bigger picture because you don't know what you don't know. So you have the choice. You can think negatively about it. Oh, every time I want to go shopping, something happens. Every time I try to do anything, this is what happens. This just figures. This is a story. Oh, I love it when people say, that's a story of my life. And it's something bad. Like, something bad is the story of your life? Stop it. The story of your life is not all bad. Bad stuff may have happened, but that's not the whole story of your life. Stop being dramatic. Knock it off. So, versus if you just understand that there's bigger in the universe at play, and when you understand that you are a child of God, you were born with and into a purpose, into a promise, that it's your Father. What parent wants to bring harm to their child? What parent intentionally brings disappointment to their child? They don't do that. So when you reframe your thinking and you start reconnecting the disconnects, then you get a whole different picture. Like I tell you guys all the time, you have to reframe your attachment to the story. If you tell yourself that this is the story of my life, bad stuff happening is the story of my life, guess what? Then that's going to be the story of your life. And you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. Is that a popular argument? Nope, not so much. Not at all. Hey, Larry. Thanks for joining in. It's not popular. But guess what? Being a reality-based coach isn't about popularity, because a lot of times my clients don't like what I have to say to them. Hey, Sandra. A lot of times my clients really don't like what I have to say to them because I put their feet to the fire and I make them own it. They have to own it. You are never going to get in relation with reality if you don't own the responsibilities and the role that you play in the decisions that you make. Yeah, bad stuff happens. And next week is the anniversary of my domestic violence, my physical abuse. Next week is the anniversary of that. It's been 6 freaking years. Whoa, I couldn't believe it when I looked at the calendar today. Like, that was really 6 years ago. Here's the thing. I can attach myself to that story in such a negative way that you will always feel sorry for me. You always feel sad for me. You always feel bad for me. And then in turn, you'll feel sad and bad for yourself and the next person. That doesn't serve anyone. It doesn't serve anyone. Or I could choose to reframe my attachment to the story and say to myself, yes, something bad happened to me 6 years ago. Yes, what he did was wrong. Yes, I was violated. Yes, all that stuff happened. But am I going to be married to that experience in a negative way? Hell no. So when I give up and I'm standing up and I'm giving a speech or I'm writing a new book about how to recover, how to be successful, I'm not writing it from a standpoint of, oh, woe is me, poor me, bad stuff happens, that's the story of my life. No, I'm writing it from a standpoint of all things work together for good as long as you are walking in your purpose. Right? This is my purpose. I know that. Coaching is my purpose. Speaking is my purpose. Writing books is part of my purpose. I know that as long as, and so what I was able to do was reattach my attachment to that, reframe my attachment to that story and say domestic violence saved my life. And you know what? Can't nobody tell me no different. And the reason you can't tell me any different is because that situation happened. It was a bad situation. It forced me to change my life. It forced me to get in touch with reality. I was a common denominator. Nobody else. But I had to own that. I had to stand in the mirror, stand straight up, pull my shoulders back, pull up my big girl panties and say, you know what, own your ish. You picked that relationship. And at one point in time, it was exactly what you wanted, Ma. That's it. So yeah, all good things work together for good, but you will never be able to see that if you have a negative mindset. So when we talk about success, when we talk about recovery, it truly is a battlefield of the mind. You have to win your battles up here before you ever ready to be armed to go out and fight them anywhere else. All right, that's my message. Told you I wasn't gonna be on here long, but think about how you think. Think about when the last time you said, oh my God, that's the story of my life. Ugh, that pisses me off so bad. Oh, it's the story of my life. Like, why is that the story of your life? Stop being dramatic. Hey, Jay, what's going on, Kevin? Hey, Anita. That's not the story of your life. All of your stories of your life are not bad. Stop being dramatic. Stop throwing pity parties because don't nobody want to come. Own your crap. Change how you think and grow. You want your life to be different? Do different. Keep doing the same stuff. Keep getting the same results. But then you lose your right to complain. All right. That's it. For real. That's it for me. I swear. Like, I feel like I got so amped up when I was thinking about this today. Like, that's why I have a job. That's why my coaching business is flourishing, because people want to blame everybody around them for their circumstance. You're not a victim of your circumstance. You're a product of your choices. And that's reality. All right. Now I'm really done. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for living life on Mars. And don't forget, share the video out because somebody needs to understand they're not a victim of their circumstance. They're a product of their choices. Make sure you share it out. Make sure you, if you missed any of the videos from the whole 30 books in 30 weeks, we're on week 15. They're all on my YouTube channel. I'll talk to y'all later. Have an amazing night.